Joaquin to order. Rob, could you please take the roll?
Rebecca,
Yes.
Martha,
Present.
Renitris,
Present.
Vicky, Brett,
You're present.
Yolanda,
Here.
Victor, virtual,
You'll do next.
myself here, Steve, we have a quorum.
All right, that's wonderful. Then, do I have a motion to admit trustee Hinojosa for 5 ILCS 120-7 for a work exemption?
Motion. Second.
Okay, can do, just a whole thing, right? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstain? Like the ayes have it. These admitted virtually.
All right. And then hearing from staff, there's no public comment. I would like to motion to move item 10, our resolution recognizing the service of trustee Rebecca Solano, to the next item on the agenda.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstain? Okay, the ayes have it. We move that up.
Rebecca, just want to take a moment in front of wow, your family's here and everything to say thank you for all these years of service you've provided to the library. And I'll read our resolution. Whereas Rebecca Solano has served as a trustee of the library board in the city of Waukegan from 2021 to 2025, and whereas Rebecca has been a contributing member of the board who has participated in a wide variety of library events from family programs to parades and foundation fundraisers, and whereas Rebecca was a valuable member of the Executive Director Search Committee, Finance Committee, and Legal Services Committee, and whereas Rebecca Solano has provided knowledge and insight into the development of the 2024 to 2027 strategic plan, selection of banking partners, board governance goals, and capital improvement plan, and whereas Rebecca has given selflessly of her time to enhance the library and the life of the community and deserves special recognition and commendation at this time, now therefore be it declared that the Waukegan Public Library on January 21st, 2026, does hereby recognize and commend Rebecca Solano for her dedication and service on the Waukegan Public Library Board of Trustees.
Yeah. Okay. And picture you two and picture family picture?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you all want to be in a pic? With your cookies? Hold your cookies up high. Oh. So make sure you park your ice cream in that open. Had to try it out. Thank you.
Officially the second library trustee to receive your framed photo from the entrance and a card.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, family, for making it a special time and making time even after a busy day. Thank you. All right. Well, then we'll move on to item 5 of staff participation with Nancy and Julie.
I just wanted to welcome again to our staff. Nancy is new, our adult services librarian. And Julie has been at the library for a little over 2 years, or we've agreed almost 2.5, as a part-timer. And just took on a full-time role, and they are great contributors, and very friendly and supportive of our patrons and our coworkers. So please go ahead and introduce yourself or any other things you want to share.
Sure. Okay. So I'm Nancy Bialek. I have been here since December 2nd, so still kind of new, still getting my footing here. I have a background primarily in academic librarianship, but before that, I worked in customer service at the Deerfield Public Library for almost 10 years. So public libraries are very important to me, as well as academic librarianship. Any more you want to know?
Okay, my name is Julie. I grew up in Waukegan and I've lived here all my life. This is actually my second kind of career. Before kids, I worked in finance and now, my kids are older. So I'm here at the library and I absolutely love it. Every single day. I enjoy coming here and helping people, and my favorite part is finding something that was missing. And I don't know, it's always nice to just be able to look around and, oh, I found it. So that's about it.
Thank you to both of you for joining the team and being here tonight to tell us a little bit about your role. Appreciate that. Any questions? All right. Well, and later on, I believe Vanessa is going to give us a tour. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll be showing you our local history and genealogy section next to the microfilm. Some things have been moved around and some items that were previously stored away are now accessible to the public without any barrier.
That's great. Yeah. All right. Then on our consent agenda, if everybody's had a chance to look through these items, the approval of the minutes of the regular meeting, December 17th, 2025, the approval of minutes of board meet and greet, December 10th, 2025, approval of check detail for December 2025, no board policies to approve, approval to submit to ComEd Energy Efficiency Grant application through Verde Energy, and the reports of the standing committees, the Committee of the Whole, January 7th, 2026.
I make a motion the consent agenda be approved as presented.
Second.
I did realize with virtual, I should probably do one at a time, so. Oh. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, any abstain? The ayes have it, the consent agenda is approved as presented.
Thank you, everyone. Now, Tiffany has provided her executive director report and will help us navigate that.
I really just wanted to provide shout outs today. Our customer service team has been very flexible in getting us through the holiday season and some short staffedness. That's why we're super excited that Julie has moved up in her role. But they are continuing to work at improving the flow and accessibility of our new collections and working side by side with the youth staff for all of that new shelving. We just added some new shelves for the STEM kits to make them more organized and accessible. And it looks like half of them went out once we put them on the new shelves.
Knew that would happen.
Yep.
We're so happy.
And equally, Angela accomplishes an amazing lot all the time, but in December, she has to provide annual training to staff that is required. She went through the hiring process for several staff members. She helped host the holiday luncheon for staff, and so just lends HR support to an amazing amount to our staff, and having over 40 meetings a month with people who need support or assistance or have questions. And equally, we're excited for the work of our friends in our foundation. At the recent Friends meeting, they had approved money for the summer concerts again, also for the El Dia event, which is $900 for that event and the performer. And as well as set the dates for their new books for the next book sale. And the foundation has just set a date, so there's a save the date for Saturday, April 25th for the foundation fundraiser for the year, and they're gonna send out a mailer in February, March to work at making more awareness about the foundation, try to recruit some members and try and solicit some donations. The new Staff Sunshine Committee has started for 2026 and they're very excited to help plan some, again, fun events. And we have the addition of the ATM, so it's great. There are big things happening.
All right, I'd like to make a motion that we seat trustee McKinney at 6:41 PM.
Second.
Brett, second by Demetrius. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstain? Victor's not moving.
All right, Tiffany, thank you for your hard work putting that report together. It gives us a good overview of everything. We have no old business on the agenda, new business we have moved through. And then in terms of president's report, I've switched things up a little bit this month. Normally I spend a fair amount of time thanking the staff, which I'm continuing to be thankful for, but also want to take a moment to thank each and every one of you for your time volunteering on this board. I know for some folks it's a significant amount of travel, or it's also, you know, a time that you could have been spending with your families and friends or attending to other matters, and you made yourselves available to really serve the common good in the city of Waukegan, an institution that's such a valuable resource and for so many members of this community. It's really remarkable the impact that the library has on the community and its increasing impact on the community through all the initiatives that have been put forth in the strategic plan and what great progress has been made on that. And for those of you who have been on the board long enough to have been part of writing that document, it's much appreciated, and I hope you see the fruits of your labor. So many thanks to you all. A bit of a personal report. I will be absent from the next committee of the whole in February and the regular meeting in March. I'm overseeing a conference in Chicago. Next committee of the whole, and then taking student, it's gonna be rough, it's gonna be real rough, taking a group of students down to Orlando to Disney over spring break, going to Disney on the school's time, it's gonna be rough, so. You know, so I can't be here, but I just wanted to make sure you had fair notice of that. And then up and coming though, no surprises on the next committee of the whole. We had a number of items that will be just moved over to that particular agenda, but then also our chair of the development committee, thank you for all of your work, since I'm not going to be here to glean from it, has been working very hard on a sort of a strategic development plan that I'm real excited for her to share with each of you. And I do believe that Carl and a member from his team will be there and also be making a small presentation during the development section. So I just wanted to give everybody a heads up on what's on my radar for the coming little while. So thank you all. And do we have any communication from Carl or his team?
I haven't, but he is here, so I know that we are, we have all the new laws in effect for, 2026. And we're gonna get those into the personnel policy. Carl's reviewing those and if there's anything else added, but I don't know if he had anything else to share. I can't tell if you're. Oh, there you go. You're not.
I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't think you needed to hear the dog barking, and we got 3 of them here, and I appreciate being able to do this by Zoom tonight. Welcome to the new board members who haven't met anybody from my firm or me in particular. I am. I guess the only thing that I want to highlight is an overtime provision under federal law. You've heard that the federal government has passed this law that was advertised as all overtime is going to be exempt from federal income taxes. And our firm newsletter on this should have been out, and it will be out tomorrow. And if you haven't signed up for our firm client alerts and other publications, please go to addisonlaw.com and sign up for them. But this is going to be a payroll headache for a lot of people. And this is private and public sector employees whose overtime pay, which is required under federal law, is going to be exempt from federal income taxes only to the extent of the additional half time. So if I work overtime and I get paid time and a half, the time part is not exempt from federal taxes, just that half time. And also, a lot of policies and collective bargaining agreements provide that employees who use paid leave, those hours will count for us and to determine whether you get overtime. Or there might be a provision that if you work more than your normal schedule, you get overtime at time and a half. You can't rely upon those provisions to certify on W-2s at the end of 2026 that is qualified overtime. It's only qualified overtime if it was required by the Fair Labor Standards Act. Under FLSA, that means you have to actually work the 40 hours in a 7-day work period, over 40 hours in a 7-day work period to be eligible for any overtime. So if I take a sick leave, a vacation day, and I get paid for it, and then I work an extra 4 hours during that same work week, under your policy or your contract, you might pay overtime for that individual, but under the federal law, it wasn't required. Therefore, none of that time and a half for those 4 hours is going to be reported to the federal government as qualified overtime pay. There's lots of different nuances to it, but another concerning issue, I don't remember whether we have compensation or compensatory time as an option for your employees. But if you do, it's even more of a headache. Say I work 44 hours, and instead of getting 4 hours of overtime pay, I want to take it as compensatory time. So for those 4 hours, I get 6 hours of leave. And I get to take that time off with pay as long as it doesn't unduly interfere with your operations. And under the federal law now, only you're going to have to report the value of those 2 hours, the halftime part, as qualified overtime. So you look at the employee's hourly rate for those 2 hours, that gets reported, even though you're not paying it, they're taking it as leave. That has to be included in reporting. And we need to develop policies as to how that is determined. When did I take that additional halftime in my comp time? I work 4 hours, I get 6 hours of pay, or in this case, I take it as compensatory time. Are the first 2 hours that I take off the halftime that gets reported? And if I take it in 2 hour blocks over 3 days, which 2-hour block is going to be calculated as my overtime that's exempt from federal income taxes. It's not exempt from state taxes. It's retroactive for 2025. Employers are not required to report on the W-2s that the overtime that's qualified overtime. Employees are left on their own this year. And I know you don't have much overtime that's going to be impacted, but tracking it is going to be additional burden on your administration.
Well, yeah, we can look at, Carl, we can always touch base with Angela and you to just review those policies, and we'll reach out to our other HR connections and our Paylocity to see how those can be managed.
Yep. And the payroll companies are now ready to have a separate code for the time and dollars that you are reporting to them for payroll purposes as qualified overtime. And so, you know, it won't be that difficult for you because you don't have that much overtime, but you do have some. And, you know, especially on the, you know, your full timers that might work in an event that gets them over 40 hours. So that's things that we'll need to address as you go. But I also want to, you know, do this in discussion so that, you know, trustees in your own lives, whether it's employees or employers, it's effective for private as well as public sector. So that's the main new law that I wanted to address. I'll take any questions that you might have.
I'm trying to make sure I understand that, in the bill, I was looking it up, the bill that was passed that exempts the overtime from federal taxation. Is there any legal, allowance for, say for instance, if it was taken out accidentally or something, like once that the person files, they just refunded? You get what I'm saying? Because I'm just trying to figure out go ahead.
Yeah. So if the employer throughout the year didn't treat it as tax exempt, but at the end of the year, it's reported on the W-2 that, you know, $2,000 of my earnings were in fact qualified overtime earnings. That would be reported on the W-2. But if I had paid and had withheld from my payroll checks, tax on that, the federal tax on that $2,000, I would be able to get a refund in filing for my taxes.
Other questions? All right, thank you so much, Carl. Appreciate you zooming in here. That's very kind of you.
Well, I appreciate not having a 3 hours drive, and so are my dogs. My wife is still in India, and I've got till next Tuesday before she finally gets home, and I can, you know, take care of leaving the dogs for 12 or more hours a day. But it's just not fair to them to do that now. So I really do appreciate it, folks.
Yeah. All right, trustee comment section. I'll start.
Well, Rebecca, you can't leave. But it's been a pleasure getting to know you personally and professionally, and really enjoy partnering with you on the library board. And you've always been very committed to the library for the betterment of the community, along with everything else you do in the community as well. But you are going to be missed. But thank you for your impact. It's been a pleasure, and I'm sure I'll pass it off to him.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Rebecca. It's been a great help to have you as like a constant on here, and yeah, try to see where you go next. Yeah.
I didn't know if you were going next. Okay, so. It's okay. That's what I'm just staring. I'm so sorry. Thank you for, seating me as well. You can't leave, not even gonna say anything else. Like, it kind of just hit home. I kind of just glanced over like, whoa, wait, oh, okay. So there's the one comment. The other comment was you were gonna remind me, Tiffany. We talked about this in our, video of the whole. I was going to celebrate, oh, your contribution to the graduating Waukegan High School class. They decided to do small little libraries and classrooms in the elementary schools. And I was at our Waukegan City Council meeting and it was mentioned and I was all excited because I'm a trustee. I'm like, shout out to Waukegan Public Library and contributing your efforts and time. And it wasn't just you. Is that correct?
It was.
Please speak on it.
I heard about it because we have motivated and productive staff and they did it and I found out. So we have just all the books that we purchase for parades and other giveaways and the Friends of the Library. So Jennifer and her team, maybe you, Amy, I'm not sure who else, was just, I think just Jennifer.
Yeah.
They were asked to participate and how could we help stock
Yeah.
all the little free libraries that were going up. So they did those deliveries and then
was
we
it
were
just the
included in the
elementary schools,
newspaper.
or,
Mhm.
okay, so elementary school in Waukegan.
Was it middle also?
I wasn't clear. It doesn't matter.
It was, yes.
It's little, it's.
I thought it was
it's young
about
readers.
13 of them that
It's
they
young
did.
readers and we're pouring into them,
Yeah.
and so anything that has something to do with the book. And it's, right there where they have easy access, shout out to WPL, so that is my public comment for the month, thank you.
Well, yeah, I just wanted to say thanks to everybody. I really have enjoyed, these 4 years on the, library board. I remember having a virtual meeting when the day that I got home with my son, who's 4, from hospital, and I remember being like, I have to be at this meeting because I think it was, one of the first, that I, was at, and so 4 years flies by. But I've learned a ton. I'm really interested in, seeing what happens with the library as things move on and all the strategic plan gets realized. And I'll be around. So, I'll still be here coming to the juggler event, and inviting others, like I always do. So, I really do appreciate everybody and, your comments are all very nice. So thank you.
Rebecca, I just joined the board, but it's been a pleasure working with you. You've been very inviting and given such great insights. I truly appreciate your work. And I'm excited to hear about the library's work within our elementary schools. I think that's really awesome and really great, so.
Thank you, Rebecca, for being a trustee. I've been told to lead is to serve, so you definitely served your community with 1 year over. And your family deserves to get you more now, so I see how young your kids are, so, bon voyage with that many boys.
Thank you.
And, thank you. Lastly, we're gonna need a trustee for the legal search committee because the spot is now vacant.
Rebecca, thank you. I still remember you welcoming me because I was walking around lost at the first time. But I'm gonna miss you and I'm so glad you're gonna still stay involved and then we'll still see you. So we'll be looking forward to that. And just the other thing is, thanks Brett for talking about the development plan. So I'll talk a little bit more about that in the cow, but I just want you all to be thinking about what your favorite book was in 2025. So between now and the next cow, just put your thinking caps on and I'll talk more about why we're gonna need that. Thank you.
And then Victor online.
Victor, do you have a comment?
Yes, sir, I do have. Very quickly, I want to say again, thank you so much, Rebecca, for serving here on the library board. Obviously, we've only worked together for a little while, but even from that time, I appreciate everything that you've helped with this library board even before me and Martha were here. So again, we do appreciate that from the bottom of our hearts, and so does Joaquin. Overall, to the little library project, again, I do appreciate also the library helping out with that. I do know the two individuals that help with that, Lamero and Yami, who are very close friends of mine, actually, as creating the class gift for class of 2025, right? And I do appreciate them and the student council at that time for obviously coming up with that idea and being able to showcase that literacy is for everyone, right? And these little libraries are a step forward towards that, especially here in Waukegan, right? So I again do appreciate those two individuals, very close friends of mine. And again, to the Waukegan Public Library, Tiffany, and everybody else and the staff for being able to do this. It's really appreciative. And again, as always, appreciating the staff for all the hard work that you guys do because it's important to run a library and having it open every single day. So yeah, thank you so much for that. And those are my comments.
Do you want to do it one last time?
A motion that the meeting be adjourned
Second.
7:01.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstain? Okay, we're adjourned at 7:01. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
No, I know.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
time does fly, it really does.